Know your audience. All right. So when you are new rules, new economy. So you've got to decide who you want to do business with. And then you have to know your audience. So if you're young, you're a millennial and you want to deal with millennials, then it's probably cool for you to show up to a listing appointment in tennis shoes, a hoodie, whatever that looks like, right? Because that is how your audience sees you, and they understand that. But if you want to deal in the luxury market, or if you want to deal in the high-end market, if you want to deal with engineers and business people, then you have to know their symbols of success, right? And I know this sounds kind of snobby, and I'm going to get a little blowback, especially on the next one, most likely, but it's so true. You've got to know your audience. You have to be able to walk their talk, walk their walk, talk their talk. It doesn't mean that if your client's got a jet, you need to have a jet, but you need to understand what a jet lifestyle looks like, okay? Or somebody who lives in a luxury home. What does a luxury lifestyle look like? And how do you have that conversation? I got a call from an agent today in New York. She's on our team. I've never met her. And she said, hey, I've followed you forever. And I want to know, I've been working on the divorce market, getting into the divorce market. And now's probably a good time more than ever. I'm like, absolutely. And she said, so I got a bunch of books and I sent them out to divorce attorneys, and I've been doing that for a year and nothing's happened. And I said, do you even know about divorces in your state? Do you know the laws? Do you know what that looks like? Do you know the terminology? Do you understand the rules, the regs? And she's like, well, no. I just bought these books from 𝗁𝘅𝗽, and I just started sending them to divorce attorneys, and I don't know why they're not calling me. And I'm like, oh my God, know your audience, right? I said it doesn't just happen like that. I said, and I'll get to that in a second because that is one of my rules, so I'm not going to blow it up here yet. But at the end of the day, when you know your audience, you know their symbols of success. Okay. So, when you're walking into a luxury listing and everything is as fine as it can be, you may not be able to afford to have whatever, but you better show up looking your absolute best, your most polished, understand the neighborhood, understand the architecture, understand everything about these people. I do as much research on the people as I do the house that I'm going to list. I do. It's really easy to find out about people nowadays. It's called Google, it's called LinkedIn, right? But it's so that I can understand who they are, what they stand for, and if our values align, and if I think that we're going to be a good match to be partners. Because when I'm listing somebody's home, I am now their business partner. I am their business partner, and it's super important that we're aligned. Because if we're not aligned, then and if the first thing out of somebody's mouth is, hey, I'm interviewing 5 agents, and what I'm looking for is an agent that'll list my house for 1%. Like, we're not aligned. It's not going to happen. So, all of those things, right? So, know your audience.